Welcome to the Art of Transitions. I am Gwen Mazza and I'll be your host. Our guest today is Linda Morreale. She is a licensed massage therapist, and I've invited Linda to come on the show today to talk about the healing power of massage. We will be right back with more of this topic. Hi, I'm Gwen Mazza, and I'm your host for the Art of Transitions. And as again, Linda, welcome.
Thank you, Gwen.
This is Linda Morreale. She is a licensed massage therapist, and she has been practicing massage therapy for
8 years.
8 years. So actually, I met you when you were beginning.
Yes.
Is that correct? I have actually had the honor of meeting you through some friends and came to you because I was in need of some medical rework for some very painful processes that were happening to me, as we remember. And I thought it would be great to have you on the show so you can really share with others what I got a chance to experience.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'd like to start, if you don't mind, with a little bit of background around your education. So where did you go to school? And those kind of pieces, if you don't mind.
Well, I went to the Finger Lakes School of Massage in Ithaca, New York. Beautiful country, by the way, and a wonderful school. I recommend it highly. That was graduated in 1999. And so the year 2000, I started my practice. And I came to start looking into massage because I worked for chiropractors for about 7 years and found that it was a wonderful connection between the structural part of the body and the muscular. So that prompted me to start learning and having an education through massage work.
How did you actually get exposed to massage therapy yourself? Did they offer that in the chiropractic office where you were working, or where did that come from? How did you become aware of massage?
Well, working with chiropractors again and doing the structural, I also was a client of theirs and learned, that basically that the muscle part is what wasn't being addressed. So I wanted to address that aspect of the body. And therefore I decided that it would be that wonderful marriage between muscle and structural.
I know myself, I chose massage therapy over going and doing some Western medical types of services. In 2000, I was under major stress myself, and I was experiencing numbness in my arms, terrible pain through my shoulders, and the medical community was recommending that I start with what they call, they wanted me to have the testing for nerve conduction. And my sister is 8 years older than me, and she had had similar symptoms, and she resulted in serious medical procedures, surgeries, and those kind of pieces for similar issues. And I wanted to try something different. So I did a combination of two things, as you know. I did acupuncture, and I rotated that with what I call the beautiful art of massage. And I can truthfully say to all of us today that I'm very, very well and very, very healthy. Now, it may not work for everyone. It certainly did work for me. It was a great alternative to the Western medicines that they were offering, and I found it to be fabulous. So I want to thank you, and now thank you for all the work you've done for me, and I would love the world to know the power of such beautiful healing hands, and you are definitely a healer.
Thank you.
I thank you. When you think about the art of massage, I know that there are different techniques and tools that you use, and what I've got is my little cheat sheet here, if you would just pardon me. And what I know is there are some typical massage types of treatments, and so I just want to note them for the audience, so when they're getting ready to get services, they can investigate some for themselves.
Sure.
And maybe we can talk about some of them in more specifics, if that's all right. The types of massages that I was familiar with are Swedish massage, a deep muscle tissue massage, a Zen facial massage, there's the myofascial release, and then I know your favorite is Lomi Lomi.
Oh, I love Lomi Lomi.
Lomi Lomi. So wherever you'd like to begin, if you could give us a little bit of differences, just even a couple of moments of highlights of some of the different kind of massages, and I'll leave those in front of you so you can take a peek if you'd like.
Well, Swedish is one of the oldest massages, and one that most people know because it's more for relaxation. It's a full body massage. It releases all that tension and stress that we hold up in the body throughout the week or through the year.
Pardon me if I start to relax even as you just talk about it. But yes, because as you're talking about it, I can see myself having one of these wonderful massages. So they really are just a lighter massage.
Yeah.
With the focus of relaxation and releasing tension.
Yes. Long strokes are used in this, and some milking the muscle, used through kneading and depotament, muscle rolling, vibration work. All these are some of the methods that are being used when you do Swedish. It's great for circulation for people who have cold hands and feet.
Wonderful, wonderful. What about, let's look at some of the deep muscle tissue massage, because I know you have combined that kind of work when working with me.
Well, deep tissue massage is wonderful because it's used more for people who have more chronic conditions like something like the neck and the shoulders,
Right.
or repetition when you're doing repetition work. Okay, a lot of the muscles get contracted through repetition, so therefore what my job is to find out whether it's from the neck or if it's just in the arm itself, and to try to relax and bring the muscle back into lengthening through stretching or manipulation. And so sometimes knots, trigger points are also in the muscle tissue. So through the blockage of energy that you get through this, it just releases some of the toxins and the waste that build up in the muscle, which causes the pain. So you want to be able to get rid of all that in order to be able to be pain-free again.
It's interesting, as you were just talking, and you're talking about releasing the knots, I could see the energy just kind of, the image of my body just kind of relaxing and things flowing much more naturally. Is you have had the ability to work on my forearms particularly, and I realize that is definitely from the computer work and this routine ongoing types of movement, and I'm sure it happens in all different parts of our bodies.
It sure does.
Right, thanks. Do you practice the two separate much anymore, or do you just really intuitively pay attention to what the need is of the person who is there before you?
Actually, the need of the person is very individual. So the massage is catered to each person's needs. Some people are just so stressed out that Swedish is absolutely perfect for them, and especially for insomniacs, if you think about it.
Oh, yes.
You know, people who can't sleep and need that deeper relaxation that Swedish massage gives them by offering a full body massage from head to toe. It's great.
For our audience, could you just briefly touch on maybe Zen facial massage and the myofascial release types of therapies?
Well, Zen facial basically is just the relaxation. It's used for anti-aging. They use a lot of the aromatherapy oils in that one, and some ear points that are in the ears. And you just relax the head, neck, and shoulders just in an incredible state of just bliss. You know, I don't know how to explain that one as well.
Well, you're doing a great job, because I'm already sitting here imaging myself having you do these lovely massage techniques on my face and reducing my aging strains. So I'm thanking you again as we sit here. Anything particular for the myofascial that you'd like folks to know about, or is that similar?
No, myofascia is very different.
Well, I'm so glad I had you reinterpret that word.
Well, it's actually myofascial,
it is.
but I say it myofascia because it deals with the fascia, which is the connective tissue in the body. And as a way of describing it is like the skin on a sausage covers the sausage. The myofascia of the body covers the muscle. So usually in myofascial release, it's stretching. It's about stretching, elongating the fascia so until you feel the release. So, and every place in the body has, excuse me, tension and blockages, And therefore, myofascial release is wonderful. It's good for fibromyalgia people, chronic pain, headaches even. You know, if you get a release from the neck and shoulders areas in the back, it's wonderful. And it goes towards the direction of the blockage. So you want it's a gentle, very gentle, and just a release is given.
Before we get into the last topic of Lomi Lomi, can I just briefly talk about some of the physical benefits of massage that we have talked about in the past, so folks, our audience, know exactly what it is they might benefit from? The first and foremost benefit that I've noticed is that there tends to be an increased flow of oxygen and blood flow.
Yes.
Lymphatic draining and detoxification of the skin and organ systems. Correct?
Absolutely.
Decrease muscle tension and soreness, which is one of my favorites, as well as facilitate the healing of muscle tissues associated with damage caused by trauma.
Yes.
Which that I think is a really important piece. Something as simple as falling and pulling a part of your body, or an accident, a car accident, or jogging, and the muscle pain from maybe an incident there. All of these things, folks, I don't know if they would know to come into your office necessarily to get the muscle release. We understand what to do with cuts and bruises and bandaging them up, but sometimes underneath that body is those muscles that don't get addressed.
A very good topic to talk about, because a lot of my clients come in from accidents.
They do.
And I don't think a lot of them are aware that no fault in workman's comp is included in massage therapy.
That is excellent. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. So I think it's very important to realize that chiropractic and massage therapists are allowed to be utilized. And I've had people falling off ladders, car accidents that are very serious, and a lot of times your muscle contracts in order to protect, thus creating more of a bundle of nerves, muscles, and that stay in that contracted form. Unless you can really get in there and manipulate and lengthen and soften the tissue around it. Sometimes it's a very time-consuming because it is so contracted in that protection mode that you want to just get in there and just soften and relax and coax the muscle back into length and back into function.
So it actually contracts and stays there, and that's what happens to us.
And that's why they stay in a constant pain, and a chronic pain ensues. And it's just very painful for a lot of people who have had car accidents or fallen off ladders, or sometimes if you ever woken up with a stiff neck, you know, and you can't move your neck to the right. Well, that's all massage work. You know, that's what massage helps to bring back its function. And that's the beautiful thing that I love doing, and why I love my job, is that I bring that person back into wholeness, and it's just, they're so happy, and I think that's why people love their massage therapists so much.
Well, that is very much a truth, and I am absolute living proof. Absolute living proof. The other pieces that I know that are not necessarily what you would see as medical benefits, but more another level of benefit that happens, and those benefits really would be the increase in energy flow. I know after I've had a massage and I've done different things, I'm quiet for a while, which is very lovely, which also allows me to become more centered. But there's that increase in energy flow in the long run. There's a deep level of relaxation that I get to experience. There is greater mental clarity, not only during, if I'm quiet, you know, when I'm quiet during the massage, there's information that comes with clarity and following up after that, as well as an increase in my emotional, physical, and my spiritual recentering. And that is a much different form of wellness. It's a holistic form of wellness that comes from the work of massage therapy. Do you see that all the time pretty much in your work?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You couldn't have said it any better, actually. Massage therapy, especially any kind, even this therapeutic massage, brings you into a very deep state of relaxation. And the energy flow, and actually the loving heart and the loving hands that bring forth and move that energy throughout the body, creates that deeper sense of wellness, the deeper sense of healing, whether it be that total mental letting go or that the physical release of that the body just, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah.
It's interesting because as you're talking, it really moves me right into the last of the massage therapy techniques and treatments we were talking about. Was the Lomi Lomi.
Oh, my favorite.
Can you bridge us into Lomi Lomi and why Lomi Lomi?
Wow, Lomi Lomi, I'm very one with Lomi Lomi.
Can you give us a little background on Lomi Lomi, where it originated, and the importance of a Lomi Lomi?
Lomi Lomi is a Hawaiian massage. It means massage, but it also means loving heart or loving hands. It's also another description is being able to break up into small pieces.
Oh, okay.
And the beautiful part about it is that it's always rocking. You know, as the whole body is always rocking. It's a hula movement. The massage therapist is in the movement, the hula movement, but also through the rocking, you're rocking the whole body with that movement, which creates a higher energy for the client. And therefore, the loving hands is part of that treatment in bringing forth through Lomi Lomi, which is this type of modality.
This is the
movement.
Now? Okay.
So you're always in that kind of Lomi Lomi movement and in rocking yourself as well. And then you're also doing what they call the aloha, you know. And then the other one is just like the knuckling, which brings up the circulation and the blood and the lymph flow throughout the body, which is the part that's the energy that breaks open the blockages and the tension and the stress throughout the body. But it also is the mind, body, and spirit that helps bring that person back in, because the state of consciousness that the massage therapist has to be in, or should be in. It doesn't have to be, but that helps facilitate the spiritual aspect as well, because it's the idea is that you're not fixing anybody. You know, you just bring them back into harmony and balance. It's a return into that state of being, that state of isness. And we facilitate that. We are not healers. We facilitate. And we allow that energy to come through us in order to be present. And the best part about Lomi Lomi for me is that it starts in the stillness and the quiet and in prayer. You ask whatever is needed in that session for the healing to take place. And that's the spiritual aspect of Lomi Lomi. And it's the tradition of the Hawaiians, is to allow yourself to be open, receptive, and allow the intuition to move you and the energy through. And when you are also with me, which you are many times when I've given you a massage, you know, that oneness that we share, that oneness that receives and gives, is just all one. And it all, through that oneness, it heals the mind, body, and spirit.
You were talking about really being very connected. And what I know is from my own training in clinical work is you were taught techniques and tools in the transition where something ends and something new begins, and the transformation of us moving from a technique-oriented person into a healing, much more centered, spirit-centered, very loving-centered, coming forward in our work happens to some of us and many of us. I'm wondering when or how your transition came to be. You're in school, you're taking classes. Was it while you were in class? Did you see a shift? Just if you could speak to a little bit of that process, because I've watched you grow and develop over 8 years as well.
Let's see if I can try to answer that.
That's a whole lot in one question.
I go back quite a few years. My basic study and foundation has been spiritually. And I studied for 15 years, and I still study, and I still grow, because it's unlimitedness of growth and understanding and awareness that we bring when we we bring to the table and bring into the universe. And so that's how my beginnings started. But then now it has transferred from the spirit into the knowledge of what massage is, and then allowing to bring the massage part, which is the loving hands and heart, into my work. And therefore it transcends into being consciously aware that there is nothing to heal, there's only something to return to, which is the harmony and the centering and the balance of a person's body, because they already are whole. But getting rid of the old beliefs and the old ideas and that hold into the cellular aspect of the body. It's not just up in the head. When Hawaiian massage believes that when you're out of harmony, that's when the illness or disease or muscle tension is created. So when you return to harmony and balance, which massage on every level, not just in Lomi Lomi, but on every level,
Right.
it just helps to center, it helps to balance, it helps to bring you back into awareness by that stillness and that quietness of the body and the mind and the spirit. And sometimes when someone is aware of the spiritual aspect, I think it enhances the massage. And when two are gathered in love, when the massage is done, again, it enhances the healing process.
I'm very aware of when I've had massages from folks who are very mechanical versus choosing to bring in a different kind of a center with them, and I can experience the difference. I'm sure there are times when there are folks who come in that might be a little skeptical or uncomfortable with this. How do you manage a session like that?
Well, basically it's all done from within.
So it's all of a quieter process. It's not out loud, it's
Exactly.
within you. Yes.
Exactly. I create that environment within myself. And therefore, who I am and what I do translates into what I do it through massage.
Great, thank you. If we don't mind, we'll have the viewers take a peek at the screen, because if you look on the screen, we're going to flash Linda's name of her company, which is Healing Energy, and we're going to talk a little bit about that before we end and close the show. But you can reach Linda at Healing Energy, and the phone number and the address for that information you'll be able to find right on the screen. As we sit here together, can you tell us a little bit about creating Healing Energy, the name, where it came from, and your choice?
Sure. Healing Energy came to me because I realized that of the one that heals. You know, whether you believe in a creator or a universal force, God, I know in myself through my studies, earlier studies, that it is the one within me that does the healing. And I am just a facilitator of that healing. So therefore I can accept humbly Healing Energy as a name of my business.
Fabulous. When did you actually create Healing Energy? Were you at other places first, or did you start right out with Healing Energy?
Actually, Angel Heart was the first name that I
That's right.
Yes, I adopted that because that's what was there when I came into a certain practice with other people. And when I went on my own, I decided to rename it as Healing Energy Massage.
Beautiful. Well, once again, the name of the company is Healing Energy, and our guest today is Linda Morreale, and she is a licensed, there is licensure too, I just want to touch that. There is licensure in New York, and she's a licensed massage therapist located right here, and we'd like to thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like our audience to know? I just want them to know how wonderful it is. Is there anything else you'd like them to know as we get ready to close?
Actually, I'd like to say aloha.
Aloha. Aloha to you as well.
Because aloha means the joyful sharing of life energy in the present.
Beautiful. Thank you again. I look forward to being on your table and having you do your miraculous work. And I thank the listening audience. We look forward to seeing you again here at The Art of Transition.
produced through Penfield Community Television in Penfield, New York.